Hi friends, I just want to share a video with you. A couple of you have mentioned that your kids are doing things, with cans and stuff that is canned items actually. So somebody had mentioned that tuna salad is one of their favorites foods. So it got me thinking about opening cans. Now, in a lot of cases, if you have an automatic can opener, that's fantastic. My house, I have one of these old school swing away. I think it's swing away. Yeah, swing away ones. And what I found is that there's two ways you can use it with a can. Sort of a standard way, the one that I was taught when I was a kid, and then there was another way that I was shown a couple years ago that for me, and especially when I teach my own kids at home, it's a little bit more useful. So normally when we use this can opener, we'll put it on the side of the can, tip it down, and the blade cuts into the top. Right here, the blade cuts into the top, and then the grip kind of holds at the side. Now, doing it that way, the only thing I find is when you do end up cutting the top off the can, sometimes the edge of the metal is pretty sharp. So instead of putting it on the side like this, I do it a slightly different way. So I have a paper towel here just because it could sploosh out a little bit. You can use that at home as well. Helps with the cleanup. So instead of putting it at the side, and you can see when you do that, sometimes it even bumps into the counter. And sometimes it's hard to get the fingers underneath for myself and for kids. So instead, what we do is, if the side, we would go here, instead we're gonna lay it on top. And then what I want you to do is open it up fairly wide, and then you're gonna lay it down on the can so that the crank, I guess I'm making up the word, that the crank is in the center. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna close it, and what we're actually doing on this side, I'll see if I can tilt it up, is you can see the blade. The blade is actually on the side of the can. Now what happens when we do it this way is that it actually folds the edge of the can in a little bit, so it's not as sharp. So I'm gonna show you how this works. So now I put my hand underneath, and one of the reasons I like to recommend putting the hand underneath is we can see where all the fingers are, okay? And you can set this up for a child if you want. I can feel that it's gripping the top of the can, and you can test it. You can see you can lift it. And then this, you're gonna turn clockwise. Now mine, on it right here, I don't know if I'm showing this well. Mine right here actually shows turn clockwise, okay? So I'm gonna turn it clockwise. Well, first I'm gonna squeeze it, and then I can feel that's actually broken through the metal, and I'm gonna turn it. Hands are up out of the way. You can see slowly as you come around the full 360 degrees. You can see where the edge of the can is. All right, and there we go. And you can lift the lid right off. Now, if you're gonna use the lid to squeeze it, you can still lay the lid back in there, but also this is not quite as sharp, okay? So it's your choice. The edge has been folded down. Now, if you drag your finger along the side really quick, it will cut, okay? The other thing about doing it this way is that the lid will stay on just a little bit nicer if you decide you have to transport it, okay? So that's just a different way. Now, again, I will tell you, this is not completely soft, as in if you drag your finger too quickly along it, it will still cut you. But I've just found that cutting it from the side is a little bit easier, and also the side of the can gets bent just a little bit, okay? So it's just a different way to open up a can of tuna.